Come on, Nick.
Oh, John just went live. We just live. We just live. You want to
Live
be
like that.
like
Okay.
that? We on the tube right now. What the tube saying? If y'all see us, shout out RVA Rap Elite. We welcome to the season premiere breakdown recap. Yeah, we live. We are live.
I
That's
really need that two monitor set up.
that's all right there. Sharing this. We sorry, we sound if we sound like we don't know what we're talking about, what's going on, we're using a different streaming platform uh this time. Shout out to StreamYard. It's real smooth. Real smooth. Shout out to Ease for that suggestion. Um but we are here to discuss and break down season premiere episode 46 Cypher. um great episode, by the way. um Cats was really rapping. We had a bunch of new faces. um so I'm super excited um to go over these bars, you know what I'm saying, and give some feedback. So
Some returning faces.
yeah, definitely a bunch of returning faces.
Yeah.
Shout out to Will Young for actually winning. There goes Spielberg. Shout out to Will Young for winning the cipher. Um, that's his first hoodie. Will Young hadn't been back since what, season 3?
And that's crazy that it was his. I thought he had got at least one hoodie before. That's crazy that that was his first.
That was his first hoodie. It's his first cipher championship. Um, First one back since season 3, comes right in. And, he won it over top of the season 5 MVP in sudden death. That's the way you go and take the crown. Is you gotta but they say you gotta, if you want to beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
Yeah.
He stopped Trey's run. Trey was going for uh his second three-peat.
Yeah.
He got a three-peat last season and ended the season on a back-to-back. Try to come in this season and three-peat and make it another three-peat. Uh, but Will Young stopped that from happening. So shout out to Will Young for that. But shout out to the entire field of MCs. But here, let's get to it.
Oh yeah. Send me the scores when you get a chance.
Oh, let me see.
Hmm.
Where
Cass be asking me about the scores at the event. I don't even be seeing um radio and Nick scores, you know what I'm saying, until the next week type shit. You know what I
This is
mean?
a fact. This is a fact. I'm gonna send these. I sent it via text.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to Kara. We love Kara. Kara is, one of our very, 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 very important people. Um, yes, very successful. Um, yeah, if y'all are watching, man, drop us a word in the chat. I like this platform because I can see all the chat stuff. Shout out to Wanski. I can see the chat while we're talking. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. So let's get started, man. So we're gonna make a disclaimer about the feedback. If there was some MCs that, and we've said this before, you know what I'm saying, as far as the MCs that are up there freestyling, unless you had a breakout performance while freestyling, it's very difficult, really impossible for us to give you feedback beyond telling you to write next time and prepare. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't really edit your freestyle because most of these freestyles are just not, they're not crazy. But even if it was good, I can't tell you how to freestyle better. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be something that you're doing at the spur of the moment. So we can only critique the writing. So we had some freestyles that occurred early on in the episode. I think 2-3 from the full, Remo, LSD. None of those performances scored high. Now, shout out to I will say shout out to Remo because the energy that Remo brought and the energy that Remo brings every time is something special. It's something that definitely gets the room going. But as far as like the critiquing part of this this stream right here, we're just gonna save some time on that and just get to the critiquing everybody's written material. You know what I'm saying? Just so that we can save some time. And of course, everyone's gonna get their footage, and you'll be able to post your footage up. And also, most of the footage, even if you freestyle and whatever, is still going to be included in the web show. So the web show is coming back. That's another thing I want to make sure that y'all are aware of. So if you're watching now, please subscribe. The web show is coming back this year. So we'll be soliciting, you know, video content, other types of content, so that we can, you know, include and promote, you know, artists from the city within the web show. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. Make sure you subscribe. But let's get started. I think the first MC that's loaded up here for us to talk about is going to be Mickey Biz. So let's get to it. Okay. All right. Yes, the king has arrived. I feel the need to provide the vibe from the front, back, side to side. The routes have been cooking as I'm looking from eye to eye. Divide the pine equally, niggas been dying to try. Mathematically, my status as a rapper be actually legendary. Slow, hereditary, fits I carry in the back like a trophy. My gun is the knot. Ain't times of US, they know me. On that black, you should know. The marble I fulfill. So many times they start to argue with the skill is something God just gives the will. Go banana with cameras, I'm showing y'all two different bills. Tell Mr. Anderson that I'm starting with two different bills. Go there, nobody, shit for the birds. I'm Randy Johnson in the third, trying to pitch a curve. Out of mountain, pull out, God, busy is absurd. Glasses on like busy is a third till I bend the curve. We on that niggas to society shit. We used to look up to Percy, you on the internet, looking for mercy. Well, you better get your bitch ass up. This ain't no two-hand touch. A twisted ankle don't hurt that much. You just hit it with some dirt and crush. I'm on the grind like the nigga trying to work the clutch. Really, I'm Curtis Scott, and you just stole the bluff. A hot city day, turn a cold-hearted nigga to a block runaway. 2 block underlay. Oops, right. I just wanna move a lot of drugs today. You show me in your mother face. Make your younger brother come outside and gotta run the fade. Pull a pistol on your pop. Tell him it's no other way. Today is judgment day. Y'all get this first fathers of basketball. The smiling asses up in the church. Got all the cash. When you saw my jacket, said it's a rap. I'm a basket, total ratchet. Second to women's first. My value is in the hurt. My currency is the murder. I rap about in this verse. My acts are malicious. Works of my rap repetition. Imagine you're surprised when you find this shit actually exists. This type of magic is this. A curse I ain't had no shit. I'm sent from a higher power. Born with busy need firepower. What's a high point to the Eiffel Tower? Keep it above you out of luck in a rain shower. Type of cow time easy on the lighter house. It's busy. Yo, shout out to Michael Million, shout out to Chef Token. I know that I know you can't necessarily hear him that great. We did this audio and this video is the raw video before the addition of the mixed audio that we're getting it get placed. So bear with us on that part of it. as far as Mickey Biz on this one, right? Um, dope verse, right? So the writing in the verse is dope. One of the things I've had a issue with Mickey Biz is the flow patterns and the cadence that he chooses to rap in is kind of like very it, it's real methodical, right? It's not, it doesn't have, he doesn't find a pocket or make it, it's also not just the pockets that he raps in, but how he sets his lines up. Like he'll have some really dope lines, but word them in a way where they don't land. So like there was a line, there's a Randy Johnson line with the birds. He's like, that's for the birds. I'm Randy Johnson trying to pitch a curveball, but it's like that line could have hit crazy. Like for those that don't, yes, robotic. So for those that don't know the reference, so Randy Johnson was a pitcher in the Major League Baseball, crazy fire, great pitcher. But there's one time he threw this fastball and a bird flew across the plate. He hit the bird exploded. So it's like that line and reference is fire, but the way that you arranged it in the verse, it doesn't hit because there's no punch to it. You know what I'm saying? So there was a line right before that too. If I could find it, it's hard to see this. That's the other thing about this is like
It's a lot of bars that like run into each other too.
right,
There was
right.
there was a point where he was like, "Did you get that?" And it was like, "But you did it so you ran it together so crazy, I couldn't get it chance to get it." But I hear the thought process that he's got going on when he's writing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So I hear
right.
that the potential for if he got the flow together and the delivery and just was more
They arrange those bars differently. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're gonna say you basically like it's like you gotta if you're gonna have a metaphor or punch like that, you gotta set it up. You gotta set it up, and then you gotta word it in a way where it lands on the end of a bar, and then also rhyme pattern. Put your rhyme patterns in a structure that is listenable in that manner. But also you got to find a pocket. He did start to warm up flow wise towards the end of the verse, but that the beginning of that verse was
he got a little more comfortable in that robotic pocket that he was in.
that is correct. I agree. Great thoughts just need better landing. All right, next up. All right, all right. Next up to the stage, Trap Star Tay. Make some noise for Trap Star Tay, y'all. Mike said he feel like the beatbox depends in a little bit. I could see that, but I feel like to some extent you gotta. That's the challenge. You gotta figure out how to get around that.
I know I got a deep voice, you bitch numbers, okay?
Trap Star Tape.
Y'all ready to have some fun? Yeah. Look, I knew I'd start. All y'all niggas know what girl can finish. After sex, a bitch be fine. Niggas energy be diminished. So think of me as a mind fuck. It ain't no slipping. Say something, nigga, I'm taking to get with this mission. That shit was funny, yo, but let me get back to the mission. Not playing with games with my words, I'm reaching mine. Really picture establish me as a queen when it comes down to these ECs. I've seen it in his prime, little bitches can't see me. You myself the ground, had to learn to go and step around. Holly Papa's Billy, that please to put a nigga down. Tie him up, put some in his mouth like a turkey on Thanksgiving. The stuff that I be here, so Lord, it's Thanksgiving. I'm blessing how they make up for real, and that's giving. Also, sit your face up like you've been sucking lemons. Mama said that I'm the illest. Bitches all up in my business. So you there, practice recommended. Unless you screaming, cause I don't handle business, you get it? My face the aim with y'all, it's just me, let's take the pivot. The word control my feelings, money in your white faces. I'm here for the take it, never did like the word replace it. I gave her a high life for thickness, but I studied with like niggas clapping down on the pavement. Little 6 kids pick. My boy, motherfucker, yeah, I know I'm underrated. But today I get ranked amongst the big. I did my homework, 27 kids and 3 women. Girls got plans with badass boys who need some lessons. On how to rap, how to dress, and how to took the weapon. Y'all niggas think me like, oh man, she's a better person. Yo, that big woman in this shit, I never been through. Maybe if I had a better ass, a bigger titty. But then again, niggas would try to respect me. Let your ears and be focused on the way. It's my pretty, I was sweating. Sweet, this sweet, this sweet. That's just who I am, but don't get it fucked up. I took the book back to your leg like blam. Hey, you're rolling on the floor like it's a yoga exam. Somebody get bread, cheese, and mayo, cause I'm going ham. Trap stars who the fuck I am. And trap stars who the fuck I am.
All right. I think that was like a really cool first time for
Right.
Trap Star. I like the delivery. I like the approach and the confidence. You know what I'm saying? I think she was comfortable on that stage. You can see there was a little bit of nerves there, but you know, but a general ease to how she approached the beat. But definitely needs some more when it comes to like the lyrical aspect of it. You know what I mean? A lot of the rhymes were kind of basic, you know what I'm saying? But I thought there was some clever wittiness in there. I like the yoga exam line was cool, wasn't crazy, but it was cool. You know, the going ham line, it that wasn't really a line. It wasn't really like, you know, a bar or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've heard it before. You know what I'm saying?
Dad joke.
Right, it's like a dad joke. You know what I'm saying? But those working ciphers, right? So it got a reaction, right? Definitely, some car more punchlines. Yeah, we definitely need some. We definitely need. I'd like to see more wordplay and stuff like that. But be careful also with cuffing the mic. She came through clearer than Mickey Biz.
Yo, mad people were cuffing the mics.
Yeah, you see the thumb. A lot of them had the literal thumb right over top of the front of the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like she has you see the thumb right there. It's like
I told Madam V she need to give these niggas lessons on how to hold the microphone.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to hold the mic. No cuffing the mic. But no, definitely a dope first appearance. Would love to see more Trap Star Tay. I feel like she got a good like first experience and like her feet wet. So she's like, oh yeah, we gotta run that back. She didn't sign up yet, or she didn't sign up for this episode that's coming up, which we are maxed out. We maxed out in less than 2 days. So I'm excited about that. But I would love to see more Trap Star Tay. And she brought them people out too.
I appreciate the opportunity. Shout out to my mom and my sister being here. I absolutely love the crowd. I love the energy. Thank y'all. All right. Next up to the stage, 150 Quad. Make some noise for one.
I said his name wrong. It's 150. And if you was going to say the COI, it's Koi, not Qua.
It's Koi. Cutting the Koi. And it's just 150.
By the way, Mickey Biz has scored a 19.5. Trap Star Tay has scored a 23.5. She got 8.5 from myself, 7.5 from E, 7.5 from Nick.
Hey, look, I ain't been around about no trenches or no hot shit. Fuck your nigga. Would love to see the top thing. My dance, give it check the locks. I'm the locksmith. Niggas on this. They ain't swinging from my clip. I keep a bad bitch. Now my arm age. And the lawn shape. Exactly talking about that all day. This is foreplay. Fuck the devil's power. Spit it one way. See, say, get the wrong shapes. That ain't always. Shit, I spit the shit my breath stand. Keep a long way from taking whole tabs in the sink. That was all me. Still never had to cut cheese. The deep breeze waiting on my time. Grinding like Cupid. Average is proof I cause violence and each staples fans is on violence and front balance. Confusion. I can do it, you can do it too. Come and tell the truth. Sally says seashells, the hotel, these sheets, OT. Think about it 7 times, trying to cheat. With a couple of ocean, ended up with LSD. Lay my tie down, took a trip, and came out who you see. But the parables like circles, cause I can speak in Greek. I'm the RVA unique. I'm like rolling up a leaf, shack, smooth that for me. Hot box, nigga, tricky. ANWE. Discussing the rapper lead. Chevy said you better snap. What Scooby said, I can't repeat. I'm like, yeah, you know my body bags is always free. It's fun, but for you, I'ma keep it what we see. Sit on me and quietly. Analyzing as we sleep. We feel who they really lead it. Skies like a tree. My stomach ground when I think about getting rich. Fascinated about facts. I'm very trying by the trick. Charismatic about chips. Aromatic they clip. If I lose, damn dirty. Back at it again. Oh, look up. Trying to leave a conscious rapper back in the wood. Everybody's up to kill, ain't even know what he did. Get radio and tune. We serious about this shit. Yeah. Iron sharpens iron, the bag, I got shit in here. Iron sharpens iron, the bag, I got shit. Man, iron sharpens iron, the bag, I got shit in here. This is you, man. You already know how we get down.
That was definitely big time cuffing the mic. Big time cuffing the mic. That's what hurt this performance. I'm having a hard time hearing it now. I'm anxious to hear what it sounds like with the mixed audio, because I think that he was rapping better than I've ever heard 150 rap. Like the things that I could make out that he was saying and the flows. I thought he put more thought into this. Like I see he was putting different MCs' names in it and all of that. Yeah, I figured that the audio is gonna be much better. So I'm anxious to hear that verse in a more clear manner, but the reason why we can't hear it now, even in the rough, because this is a good depiction of how you sounded in the room. So that's the thing. I think sometimes cats get their audio back after it's been mixed, and it's like, oh, well, you trying to grade what your rhyme was like in the room based on that audio or that, that clip. That ain't how you sounded in the room. You know what I'm saying? The mixed audio ain't how you sounded in the room. This raw audio right here is how you sounded in the room. And so if you're hard to hear now, you were hard to hear in the room. You know what I'm saying? So that has a big reflection on the score. Another thing is, obviously, he had to stumble there. That didn't help either. So Mike said he'd be in here performing surgery on y'all audio. Michael Millions does the mixing and mastering on y'all final audio before you get your clips. So yeah, thank him for making you sound good on the net when you actually do post your clips. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not have sounded that good in the room. But shout out to 150. I really did like what he was doing with the pen. And like I said, I'll be able to give him better feedback when I can hear his audio on the actual content. But my feedback right now, don't cuff the microphone, speak more clearly. If he took his hand back off the microphone and spoke more clearly, we'll be able to hear everything.
Next up to the stage, Melch Young. Make some noise for Melch Young, y'all.
Yeah, shout out Melodic too. Melodic he has a tough job of making sure he captures everyone, and that's super important.
Yo, hey, yo. Let's go. Hey,
this was good.
Hey, check. Now only time they beat mic when they close to the speaker. I'm about to roll these rappers up like Indian because it's a team. But yeah, relaxing on y'all favorite rappers tonight, cause music gets me high. Lost boy, just living life. The flank to these parasites on me. I'm on that flight that's 175 in the building like dynamite. Boom. Start the stage, grab your mic and that's the rope. From the bottom up and screaming conspiracy when I'm through. Give it all up and fighting no demonstration, no rules. And my mind flow is like fall mornings I like to do.
from the rear. Man, shadow one triple come down my neck at the red light. TLC bumping from on my set. Feel special, how to say, coming that close to death. So my blood stained Nikes as a reality check. Into my head, I'ma say I got a dick called and drilling the kick, doing a buck down Marshall. The blood in the sick, making you so you think. Now my name on my hip and the judgment's impartial. Yup, people shady, no Marshall. They hit my old lady, that I ain't see that carpool. All from beside me, shots back beside me. Vision wasn't right for me. They felt like it was missing. Trying to stop the gas pedal, trying to crack the CB. The motherfuckers don't know what they took from me. Ain't purchased from a lack of words. I really wish they cease to breathe. Tie them up, small cuts to the arteries. Let them pass slow like they had a sick disease. I know I'm constant, ain't not just that keep disease. It won't the first time you want me from adversity. You got a whole gun charge, homie. I'm on my TI. 98% conviction right in now. I see why. 48 months to high grade. Had it suppression, heroin, suppression, evidence. I walked out 82 fly. Straight from a monkey, I ain't never seen or so. I'm the technical of the war with a hacksaw. Jimmy on the microphone, you get to like I'm jumping. Slam tracks like hacksaw, Jim Duggan. Trash words like spells I speak tongues with. I catch the spirit in turns in the blood, so I truly put my life in these bars to give you substance.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That was my first 10 of the night. I never knew fear till shots hit me from the rear, blood trickled down my back of my neck. He said my blood-stained Nikes was a reality check. Bruh. He and everything, and he bodied the rest of the verse, but for me, he had to say shit else. Yo, bruh, he snapped. So he got to.
I don't think it was a 10 verse to me. Might could have gave him an 8.5, but I'm not mad at the score I gave him. Yeah, he had some fire lines. I think it started a little slow, and some of the delivery was a little it wasn't as on point, I guess, as it could be. Like I know it could have. I feel like he could have.
Now, right. So this is my thing with Spielberg just said, right? So I can't even go. I'm quoting that, but I ain't quoting it because of the fact that the lines are crazy. The fact that the lines were crazy is one thing, but it's it's the story and the reality, the pain of it that was really that caught me. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel that because there were definitely some not so clean moments in the delivery. And there was some ebbs and flows. I mean, there were some ebbs in whether or not, like, as the potency of the verse maybe did start off a tad slow, maybe close strong, but like not so crazy right before that. Mike said his actual score would have been like an 8.5. That's fair. I think Nick had it a 9. You know, I'm cool with the scores that he got. He landed at number 8 with a 27.
I feel like the overall score was probably what it should have been.
Right, 100%, and I like that. So let's move right along.
Yes, sir.
Ease gave him an 8.
Next step to the stage. That was a real story, y'all. Next step to the stage, Pop Burner. Make some noise for Pop Burner, y'all.
for the 100, 108 to the face, 100. Straight sudden, R.I.P. Slate. He city make the vote for my cheesecake. She pretty for the body fake. Sort of tip, make a shiny straight. Don't nobody blame. Walk your body, grip that link to a big young and shit that link. I'm in go mode. Hey, watch me do some ink. I'm stopping at the pussy snake. One thing, pussy be lit. You got a choice. Walk in the bank or walk the plane. Big bitch stash. Stop in the space for big shit. Bad hook racks. Back. Get to this thing. Stop them hook racks. Flash. Niggas keep playing. To the king, I'm trying to be the prince. Back to the prince. Fuck that thing. I can't stand it. Negotiate. My couple fuck me to negotiate. I'm just trying to fuck. This shot is big. 12 shells the size of this. It's fuck 12. I leave the same shells the size of this face. Love is clear. No, I'm not. I'm dead ass. Now some drums, I do the bad pass. Hands never make me go fast. My lady run fast from my hands. Hope you run fast. About the car crash, the dog plans. Can't hold the cash, need a rubber band. Two, rubber hand do, and a land cruise. Bitch, I'm bad news. War clues, tattoos. Check my attributes. Shoot at your boots. One of those. I fuck your woman on my home. Drink hair, 2 hands. Follow the nose, 2 can. Take these lows, very few can. Take these blue band. Double zero with 82 grand. Blowing Cuban. Chain Cuban. I put Cuban. For real.
Pop burner, being pop burner.
Fucks with Pop Burner, yo.
Lots of slick talk, lots of Harlem talk, a lot of street talk. You know, he's gonna give you, you know, just he's kind of like random with like his references. He's just gonna kind of like spatter off different imagery and slick talk. I don't feel like this. There were these moments in there where he lost his verse, but what I was impressed by, we had a conversation about this afterwards. And it was funny because in the building, I didn't really hear that he had lost the rhyme. I could hear it now. And he was just saying how he be having that problem, but in the past, he would stop the flow. So the times we would see him choke, that would be what was happening. Like he would be rapping too fast, so fast that he's not saying the words, and then he would stop. But this time, he didn't. He just kept pushing through till he got the words back. So shout out to Pop for that. But it does obviously kind of that is a takeaway. You know what I'm saying? And I also felt like he didn't have as many breakout lines in this particular verse than we've had, you know, in the past. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got Pop, but we didn't get, you know, the best. This wasn't the best Pop burner that, you know, we got, but you know, he still got great scores. He got a 9 from me, he got an 8 from you, a 9 from Nick, and so with a 26. So shout out to Pop Burner. You know, he signed up for the next one, so I expect him to be even better.
Alright. Wait. Melodic.
It's hard to scroll this joint. I shouldn't even have tried.
Alright. Wait. Melodic. Is it recording? You did tell me to take a break at one time. Alright, well, you better hope we recorded. Step to the stage. Make some noise for Kid Deceptive. Make some noise. Yo, Kevin.
Attention. Yeah. So look. I said, deceptive what they know me as. I'm tired of these only raps, these no shows, gimmicks always flexing like they got the cast. The dress stands the greatest since K-Dot. If further past, I look around the room and see nothing but some wet dash on mid-20s, mid-30s, maybe older. Only 19 in the shit I spit, still colder like the iceberg. It's taking Titanic, my ego so gigantic, my style so dynamic. MCs are empathic. Like who you know that makes a love song to spit bars out of the Kim song? Got to drop big bombs like Kim Jong. The shit that make you question like the set that what you been on. I'm a trending topic in the city. This is my God. I'm coming from respect. Earning rep like it's 2K. Heat that I bring and have them running like it's Pompeii. I don't even fuck with this beat. If I do say, but I'm blessed with this mic like I'm pimping people wordplay. Outstanding. And to go without demanding. Put me in this life, I'm the last man standing. The way they was rapping was the only man standing. Hey fellas, I think y'all need some new branding. Tweaking the branding. No comparing to no Eminem, no logic in that statement. I have yet to find a synonym. I look at other rappers and all I see is feminine pussies. They're like the bronze to these rookies, they weak. I'm actually they still on TV, bitch, please, I'm under the car. They stepping how I'm stepping, I'm ready to start the yard. Pork chops, extra gravy, I feast on every bar. Fighting stars from my past, your simple was born a star. Attacks people shaking like maracas, they hit buzzes on the truth. They move. Calling shots up in the booth, sitting all directions, straight aggression. This the mental way I teach a lesson. Go ahead, raise your hand if you question. But this ain't swim rock, this is rapping and I'm guessing. Just like you said, the Phillips are the captain. So watch me storm the ship and proceed to make shit happen. To our peers, better watch and learn. Run and start adapting this spot season. Bringing heat for the winter, with hits for the summer. So I promise if I fall in my spring, I will win them. Top notch, how that rap really down this. Go ahead, here's your way. Where's my crown at? I'm gonna need that shit before I leave.
Okay.
Hey,
What was that, Kid Deceptive?
yeah, Kid Deceptive. Great debut. Great debut.
I like the energy.
Yeah, Kid Deceptive just showed y'all that you're not holding the mic right and you're not projecting right. Because I heard every single word that he said, even when he lost his breath and was rapping with a whisper, I could hear every word that he said. So I want y'all to take notes on that. I thought that lyrically he got off to a slow start, right? He was rapping, confident, vocal, the flow was cool, you know what I'm saying? He just wasn't giving me no real like quotable bars that I would want to hold on to. But then he got to the I'm not Eminem, there's no logic in that. I love that line. You know what I'm saying? But I did think he got too overzealous with the energy, and that's what caused him to lose his breath. And we talked, he and I, you know, he said that in the chat, that, you know, he lost his breath. And that's also, he said, and you can tell if you're listening to him, that's also where his pen started to kick up, but you couldn't really hear him as well. He couldn't get those bars off because he was like, that's where most of my punches was after I lost my breath. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't really get to land those bars. But what I'll say is, if you know that, then you need to put that type of pen work throughout the entire verse. That way you ain't got to, you know, there is no space where you know, you're punching more here, there. Maybe he was trying to make a statement early on, and that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Because it is his first time. You want people to know who he is. So I ain't mad at that.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Nick said it was a great performance. He had confidence and presence. Not too many bars though. He said the kid was deceptive with the bars.
That is the truth. So he got a 24. He ended up at 15. Y'all both gave him a 7.5. I had given him a 9, which I think is definitely too generous. I would have probably dropped that back down to maybe an 8.5. Yeah, I probably would have been 8.5, something like that. But he did a great job.
Yeah, real good job for his first.
I love his energy too. If you talk to him, boy, it's intense.
All right, all right. Next up to the stage, Trey St. Fauntleroy. Make some noise for Trey St. Fauntleroy.
I fuck with Trey St. Fauntleroy. If it's the same person I'm thinking of, yeah, homie has some bars. Up, nigga.
How y'all doing tonight? Yeah, yeah. Come on. Say your what? Hold on. Who was the cool kids? Cutting up in school with no tutor shit, tuna quick, all black. Was moving on the avenue with it. I was all strapped and moving in on families, just moving in. The family moving shit, fucking food stamps. We can't stand for this state rivalries, playing in advance with scandalous. Dancing out the whole place on some bandit shit, nigga. It's more than vandalism. Abandoned buildings, we ran up in them. Established stash spots. Vanished your parents' childhood abandonment. It looked like scratching in that crack rock. Became my cash spot. Thought we was pandering all that white girl that was pushed down that block. Rolling like paper films. High as hell, I trip when I walk. Smoking on chamomile, so high as hell and shit when I cough. Off the banana pills. Been in the distance, place in my mind. Third eye on the scan for real. Feel like time standing still. Like a spit is dead. It was standing still. But I can't stand still now. I came to kill. Like a monster, fuck dog. Then there's some armed up, come step. It's definitely off and they death. When the damage did, shit at best. They can't even get rid of me, jets. Or some land gear for the set. I'm standing here for my set. I'm coming in second, this set. This ain't my best, but I bet. I'll be in the depth, no stress. They strip them in seconds of flesh. I'm fishing for better success. She let me been testing myself. The measure the price she had built, she fucked with, she couldn't, I kept it. Inside the depth of my feelings, to the depth of this going depth with it. A nigga dealt with it. Prescribing now scripture, it built in me. It's that poetic essence, so evident. Shit effortless. Running shit now, don't even shed a sweat with it. Y'all full of estrogen. Rap like a seven years, true evidence. My niggas devilish, I don't flag at them. Y'all shit by the megatons. We had full of guns, we separate. I'm stepping in. Nigga like an elephant, shit better run. I'm going Megatron. I'm in my prime, so you like strip shit. You chewed up and spit out. Spoons for the dishes I did eat and pick out. Appreciate my niggas pissed off. I'm trying to hit a penthouse. I'm at your big house with a big dog. Shit all my kids around. Let's rip this shit out. Trying to get rich right now. But you want that quick route. Cause we gotta get out. These hostile surroundings and all these violent environments. Viral crimes.
Yo, son, low key, he might have should. He might have should have been inside death, low key, for real. I don't know. Nah,
Yo, first
his
of all,
his shit was fire, man. I don't know if it was just something that was that maybe I don't know if it was the arm and the sling or what that was like. It was like it could have been a 10.
First of all,
but
much respect for getting up there with that appendage. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, as far as holding his performance back, Nick.
That's what I'm saying. Just the fact that he did that, but you know that has to affect his performance. You know, he spoke on that too. He was like, yo, he couldn't really get in the groove of performing it the way he had been practicing it. Apparently, that injury was a relatively new injury, and so like he's still dealing with having to rap that way. So you're pushing a lot more from your just from here, because you can't even move like you want to move. So that's restricting in of itself. But the fact that he found a pocket and a pace and a tone to rap in under those restraints, you know what I'm saying, is also impressive. But just beyond the handicap, like the wordplay, the we say, you think I was pandering the way we pushed that white girl down in the pot, like he was talking and floating. The pocket was crazy. The wordplay was crazy. The references, the storytelling, the imagery. What I do feel like is he started to fade toward the end. He started to fumble some of the words towards the end. His delivery got a little slower and a little slurred, and he lost it at the end. So he didn't get the land.
That's what I'm saying. It was like, I don't know if someone was holding him back a little bit, but yeah, his shit was crazy. Definitely one of the top verses of the night.
for sure. And the scores reflected, he landed number 4 overall with a 27.5. So definitely shout out to Trey St. Fauntleroy. He'll be back at episode 47. We look forward to seeing what he does going forward. He's gonna be. Oh, he's also in the 5-on-5.
Right.
For episode 47. So I'm team The Hazard, which is an interesting team. You got Shalicia Sanders over there. You got Wanski over there. You got Will Young over there. And Pride. So that's
ain't that Zim Digital's team?
Yeah, Zim Digital on the beats for that. You know what I'm saying?
He had a crazy verse too.
He did. He had a crazy verse. We're gonna get to that in a minute too.
Yeah. Next up to the stage, Exit 23. Make some noise for Exit 23, y'all.
Yo. Yeah. It was glaring at me, so it step back and just my energy accordingly. This seems wasn't complicated, so I came with my work shoes on, radio high. Told you was high, watching from the crowd, ain't gon' get me to the room. Y'all gon' have to get some room, I ain't waiting on soon. I'm on the nice on the mic, bitch, I'm taking advantage. Set the ball in the alley, and took the tap and the niggas. I said I can never come. They out your league, sitting from the nosebleeds. You can never see me. I'm a 1, 2, 3, leader of the track team. Get a nigga headshot. Nigga trying to kill the dream. Drop the stick to it together like open cheese in the trap. 10-piece in the drive-thru with a big bag. Got Charlie taking pictures every time we make contact. You got this down pat with my shit. Hitting like a suplex shit that. Punching out my weight class. Sticking in the loud pack. Turn on the table. Took the joint out. And it had a business meeting. Placing bets on which way my neck was snapped to see. I've been doing some other shit we ain't never had to see. Got the woods on the grass. And the city feeding. Cool metal jacket since the pandemic cracking. 16's out my pocket. Got the ratchet squeeze. Can't be nervous on stage. Don't go under the cheating. Trigger finger in position. If I hear you breathing. Know my name sound empty. Till my soul start leaving. Got the shit to feel pilot. It's Cajun season. Fried chicken, collard greens. I got what you need. Corn flakes for the bread. Give a brick of beef. Kill along out the box. Sit at the speaker. That white boy running routes. Adam beaming out the poultry. All outfits we scheming. Living in with OGs. You can see me chameleon. Something extra in the eater. I'm hungry, man. Nigga, they shit sweet. I leave a piece of gum for y'all. I'm for the spirit gun and call niggas. Been waiting all month to get my all of y'all niggas word. So it's like, you feel me? I go by Exit 23, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, Exit 23's improvement over the years, from a pen standpoint, a confidence standpoint, is definitely super noted and super dope. I still think what we need from Exit 23 is still some more vocal projection. Need him to push a little bit harder to get that voice out. And also some variance in the delivery, because it's like it all runs together as one piece, and there's lines in there, so it's like we have no conviction to really like really get a hold of what he's saying. There was this he had this one line about white boy running route. I forget the name reference, but it's like he got some lines in there. It's like you're not gonna get them because the vocal projection is just not there and the conviction is not there. But the rhymes are there. The rhymes are getting there. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to Exit 23. He ended up with a 20.5.
20.59.
So put your exhale into, you know what I mean, with the UR, not the UOR, you know, UO, no, YOUR. I can't spell that. Alright. Next up to the stage, Rock Raw. Make some noise for Rock Raw, y'all. Yeah. God bless the hard press, we don't stress. To release, I drove on stage and confess. We live in all less. I feel like God left, so now I'm a long left. The flow real cold, no kill though. The diatress, bitch. I reveal souls. You slacking, I bag and get broad like Bilbo. She thinks she a superwoman. I'ma need a little more. You see how I emphasize it? Yo, I seem like the guy you can empathize with. Cool dude, I would get a beer and fries with. Flipping dry with, still flipping like a sidekick. That's an entendre. Can you tip track for T-Vote? Organic garden, nigga. All my beef local. Adjust the vocal. Blurred, that's a clean vocal. I spit this off with my girl. She never seen no. But you can't see Rob, so there's a problem there. Air Force sweat guns, you know I got a pair. That's why I walk around this bitch without a care. They out here sharing lives. I just want the lion's share. I didn't care. Game of Thrones, bitch. I ain't scared. Narcissistic and inconsistent and I ain't there. Shout out to Chris. They take my blood because I get rare. Without the cash, we on his feet. It's like a player. Now that we want us to do fucking his booty first. I focus on my job though. It's always duty first. I stay on my task because who's the hurt. But if I won't, I'll be in the that's like Steven Universe, the universe. I take for the gun. I'm a super nerd. No niggas who super birds and niggas with binoculars that who can first. It's all about what you prefer. You think that's like Jupiter. I'm the best with future, bro. The baddest is Lucifer. But what I'm better, a light nigga. I love just so it can be all right, nigga. Dragon Tiger Race. You know I got the power. I timed it so I hit it on about 2,000 pounds.
All right. Rock Raw, to me, that verse was crazy. I will say that I definitely feel like I was generous with this score with the 9.5, not a 9.5. I probably would have went somewhere around 8.5, probably 8.5. But lots of crazy punches, dope pen work, dope confidence. I think what was missing in that verse, it was the delivery was a little shaky. The delivery was shaky. Flow pattern didn't really have a pocket, and I think some clarity, more clarity in the enunciation would allow those lines to land a lot harder. That's to me where now you gave him a 7.
Yeah. You see, I gave like somebody like Kid Deceptive 7.5. I didn't think Rock Raw's joint was his performance was better than Kid Deceptive's.
I thought lyrically it was. And I thought that they both struggled a bit with, maintaining delivery. Obviously, Kid Deceptive was clearer in his vocal projection, but I felt like Rock Raw's pen was way crazier than Kid Deceptive's pen in this verse. But like significantly more. He did significantly more with his pen.
Maybe
from beginning to end.
It's just, I guess, the way maybe he just delivered it. It was a little lackadaisical, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he tried to get creative with the delivery, and I think that made it come across a little like jumbled. And then on top of that, I think he just needs to have a better ability to get in pocket. So I'll take that. I'll take the L on that one.
But then again, this is probably another situation where the overall score is as it should be. Because like you said, you would have dropped it down a little bit.
Right.
If I would have raised it up a little bit, then
Right.
his
Right.
overall score is probably right where it should be.
Yeah, because Nick was right in the middle with an
Right.
8. so he ended up right where he was supposed to. Which was a 24.5. He landed at ranked number 12 overall. So, all right.
Give us just a moment here while Melodic gets the audio right before the next MC. I want to make sure that we shout out tomorrow night, Melodic Mondays. Make sure y'all holler at 7, Melodic Mondays, artists especially. Make sure y'all go rock on Melodic Mondays. Let me see if I can find y'all some teachers. Just a minute. She right. Every Monday from 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Location 420 West Broad Street. Artists, definitely tap in with 7 Melodic Mondays.
The energy in the room definitely plays a factor. To answer somebody in the chat, they asked, does the energy in the room play a factor? Said somebody in the chat said, does the energy in the room play a factor in the scoring?
Yeah, but the energy in the room is you create the MC creates the energy in the room. Because if you're up on stage not doing what you're supposed to do, you could suck the energy out the room.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely tell when it's like, okay, yeah, somebody's just got a lot of people here, and they're going crazy for everything this person says. You know what I'm saying? We could tell when it's genuine energy in the room, and when that's the case, that plays a factor.
Right. So the gas we're not going for the gas. You know what I'm saying? Because the gas is going to always expose itself simply because when you say a bar that ain't that good and they react to it, automatically I'm tuning the room. I'm tuning the audience out. You know what I'm saying? When you say a whack bar and they're like, oh, and I know that's your people's, I'm already like, okay, we're not going off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can tell a genuine reaction because they're reacting to the same things I'm reacting to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not reacting to the bar, but the crowd is, it's like, it depends. Like, it's like, you know.
It's like, just like shit when like CEO Wave spit his first, CEO Wave had his first 30. Like, it took a minute for the next MC to come up to and rap. That's the energy in the room. You know what I mean?
Right. The MCs know. They like, oh nah, he just he made this difficult to follow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and that's the important part of why we have MCs and people that are really like tenured in this type of craft to be judges and not just people from off the street or people that's in the industry, or you know what I mean? Like we don't particularly pick those types of people because they can easily be swayed by the fugazi reactions. You know what I'm saying? And we try to make sure that, you know, we're balancing that because crowd reaction does matter. If you can't get the room to react at all to what you're doing, you aren't being effective. You know what I'm saying? So there should be some reactions that the room's giving you. You know what I'm saying? But we just try to decide whether or not those reactions are genuine reactions or if they're gas.
Make sure y'all go rock on Melodic Mondays. Let me see if I can find y'all some teachers. Just a minute. She right. every Monday from 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Location 420 West Broad Street. Artists, definitely tap in the 7 Melodic Mondays. All right, you ready? Next up to the stage, Pharaoh. Make some noise for Pharaoh, y'all.
Peace, y'all. How's everybody doing? Quick moment of silence before you start that beat. Quick moment of silence for a friend I lost on Martin Luther King Day this year, and also for my father whose birthday was 2 days ago. Just quick one for me if you don't mind. Hip hop, go and start that beat. Look, prayers up to the ones I've lost. Been affecting my ego, but I still have a cause. Heated temper on the shortage, cause my peace too strong. Easily triggered, brain blast all wrong. The evil cold neutron. Blasphemy side coming like my 3 wins. Couldn't do a thing about the team when we stepped in. Put a shot to your system, no EDM. Static when I read, niggas like a medium with the crab. Bitch your ghost, leave the rest turn. Lighting them into dust like the crowd disearned. Inevitable, woke them up while I was deep breath, sleeping out the Morano, calling myself Pharaoh. Truth is, competition was my ventilation. Couldn't wait to prove what I yearned for was in the making. Gave a nigga a chance to kill his rhymes, but was solid, so I thought so at the time. Couldn't walk it in my shoes and left yours behind. Take your soul out for what's wrong, they stuck tongue-tied. Fair trade feeding your bloodline through tough times. Doing what you won't be growing up and leaving at the dime. Burn back when I rise, but it's green in the eyes. When I hit the ground, watch you tremble in the minds. With the spirits, I still have to watch you fall through the skies. You fall through the skies. Hold up, keep going. Yeah. Shit. Burn back when I rise, but it's green in them eyes. When I said hit the ground, see you with the miles. Control the wind through the birds, and I get to the skies. And I'm going off the top, cause I got no more round. I was gonna miss a few of the niggas tonight, but I'm gonna leave that shit off of the mic and leave that shit in my mind. Because every time I come on stage, niggas waiting for me to drop it down. Or like I got a couple times, but I see you working out a body playing mind games. All you wanted was a friend, but I ain't need to play the same. Yeah, I did this for the first time on camera, but next time, the boys coming up for the team cycles. You know, the way to
Shout out to Pharaoh. Definitely had a stumbles there. Lost the rhyme. He started off really well. He had some shit in there. He was saying something grind, something down to dust. He was like the audience disearned. Like I was definitely tuned in to what he was saying. But you know how it goes. Preparation. So one thing I can say about Pharaoh is, over the months, his pen has gotten better and better. His delivery is getting better as well. But he goes crazier in the 5-on-5 than he does in the regular cipher.
I'm surprised Nick gave him an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick was very generous for this performance with an 8.
But I mean, maybe that's because Pharaoh's one of them dudes like that got that that reputation, not necessarily reputation, but it's like we know what he could do type shit. Like we so used to giving him a score in a certain range type shit.
Right.
I don't know. He said my score must have been a typo.
Wait, where can you see? There's other comments I feel like I can't see.
You got it's a private chat. that we
Oh,
can
it's another chat. It's another chat. Oh, it's
not
a
it's
private chat.
on the stream yard. It's in the private chat. He's we can send messages and shit.
Oh, I see. So I gotta move in and out of these chats because I'm looking at the comments. This is the private chat.
Yeah.
Got it. Still learning the stream.
Yeah,
Y'all.
shit. I mean, Nick, if you want, you could just hop on the
On the YouTube.
on the YouTube stream and just what I'm saying, type in there.
That would be great. That way everybody can see it.
Yeah, and interact with the people. You feel me?
Let the people know what you got to say.
If somebody doesn't have their cell phone and was at the vendor table over here, G-Spot Lemonade. If you went over to G-Spot Lemonade, make sure check your phone and see if you got your phone. If you ain't got your phone, don't be over there trying to get nobody's phone. Okay. Next up to the stage, LIP. Make some noise for LIP, y'all.
What's up, RVA? Hey, listen. Sick and twisted, lit without licking a sick with. This sick with digging in this business, lips still kicking. I'm on a hit list, both from mixing and shit witness. No snakes while they some splits have you tripping. I'm not innocent. See wars with sticks, kids killed from clipping. It's not a game this age, mothers ill wishing, hate brain pain from days of boys living, being stained for getting this spray business bullshit. I made a change, used to pocket a full clip. Made it rain, I took shots like young thug did. Forte, stop a bitter, 8 porcelain, now I'm stuffing face, fire snakes and balls. I've been thanking the patience from the towards kid. My inspiration on these players conforming. Just to the winners and creators all foreign. Fuck the board, you talking shit, they can't ignore it. Eh? Back to business, border bitten, rabbit for admission. Kicking doors to get it, I don't ask permission. Unless it's ass I'm hitting. Don't just tap chicks, big max that claim it. Cook fascination, listen. Halfway raps, good court fractions of my 8th grade drafts, man. I was 16, stacking laps around cash 24 then. To do the math, my one team equals 48 tracks for them. In rapping facts, I added like shadow stem. The ladder is back as I grab tracks like him. Engineering for gas, blasting classics, being mad with tech. On the challenge of that, I like to floor in strength. Mission and course of death is a metaphor, no threat, live by principle. Begging for peace, my lost friends love invisible. Unity keeping my bars heavy, repping syllables. Fun as it be, I see the evil, call me cynical. Not trying to please, I hate the people who hate living old. Hurting like sheep who only see it if it's visual. Say they agree, but then we're hating for residuals. It's pitiful, that's the death. The reaper checking them next. He got his teeth in the neck. We making music for death, and that's the truth of the threat. They keep the views on the deck. We cut it loose if we left to leave the future ahead. See what turns to live if we reverse with me.
All right, Ease. I got a bump. You know
What?
you,
What I do?
you play LIP, man. 5.5. That's not a 5.5, man.
What is it?
That man was rapping, man.
About what? No, I'm just playing. I mean,
All right, that guy was rapping. If we compare, like, you gave him the same score you gave Pharaoh. Come on, yo. Way better than Pharaoh.
well, it was way better.
Pharaoh,
I mean,
come on.
I mean, I might have could have gave him a 6, I guess, maybe. He
Uh,
did. You gave him an 8.
I did. He deserved it.
Nah, B.
Nick gave him a 7.5.
Well, listen,
Yeah, man.
it wasn't that fire to me, in my opinion, honestly.
Okay, so what could he have done? What should he have done better?
It's like rap better, kind of flowed better, put together some better rhymes.
I do think that
Um,
definitely I think
The
an 8
flow
is
was mad jagged, and it was it wasn't easy on the palate.
relatability. Kara said relatability matters. Mike said he would have gave it a 6. I would maybe dropped it to maybe a 7.5, but I like
He's right where he should have been. Then boom.
I don't know, but no, I ain't giving you that one. Not on this one. Definitely shorted my man LIP on that one. But if I had to give the feedback, definitely more of a cohesive thought. I think there's a lot of lines in there that have the wisdom and gems. He's got the wisdom and gem bars, and I think, but yes, delivery could be more in pocket.
I will say he started out strong. He
More
started out strong.
structure, and definitely some more cleverness to the bars, something that gives people something to remember in a quote. Because it's like I can say, I think the verse is dope on some abstract shit, but also I'm having a difficult time giving you a quotable. So that says something in and of itself. So so shout out to LIP. We've heard better from him. And definitely always look forward to seeing him in the cypher.
Yeah, for sure. Like Mike said in the chat, it was mostly delivery for me.
And I can see
Thank you.
that. That's another one I think is gonna sound better on the audio, but Mike will be able to tell that better.
Some reverb on that.
All right. Next up to the stage, Splash Bandicoot. Make some noise for Splash.
Yeah. Yeah. Look. 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 The devil told me to do it. You say splash, they won't expect you. Got a monster in my head, I sip that potion, got the devil. Now pop another capsule, they got higher than the scalpel. See beats, mode, TV shows, balls ready to strike you. I'll bust you with your head or I'll crack you in your face, boy. If I ain't got no weapons, say fuck it and use my skateboard. Chris show killer, we roll that shit in the graveyard and I ain't talking to but I took the one with my hip car. This right here, hey. We watch a lot of horror films, 4L, bitch. You'll fuck around and get barbecue. No sympathy, your grandparents can get slaughtered too. Kidnap, drinking, knock his ass up the bar was wrong. We smoked it all the night, cause we don't fuck with violence. Vampires didn't come and hop up in this coffin. Turn your ass a chapter, and this is where your story is. Right before I kill you, tuck my roll and say a prayer. Blood on the floor, somebody call a custodian. And drop a bomb, but Jehovah live. Fuck, I fucked up. I'm gonna keep on before I fuck up. Look, the devil told me it's flash, you won't expect you. Got a monster in my head, I said that potion, got the devil. Now pop another capsule, they got higher than the scalpel. See, beast mode, two show, claws ready to strike. I'll bust you in your head or I'll crack you in your face, boy. If I ain't got no weapons, say fuck it and use my skateboard. Chris so killer, we roll that shit in the graveyard and I ain't talking words when I tell you I'm on my 8 ball. This right here, my head. When you watch a lot of horror films, full outfits, you'll fuck around and get barbecue. No sympathy, the grandparents will get slaughtered too. Kidnap, break and lock his ass up and rob his home. Smoking by the onion, cause we will fuck with garlic. Vampires big come and hop up in his coffin. Burn your ass in chocolate, and this is where your story is. Right before I hear you say a prayer, I took my rose in. Blood on the floor, somebody get it custodian. Bullets lit for fucking drop a bomb where Jehovah live. I said, fuck, and put the drop away from over there. Man.
I don't know what happened to the video. I'm not sure what happened to the video.
Well,
because it's like it's moving, but it's not. It's off. Like the audio, you can hear the audio, but Video seems like
Oh shit.
Causing mind to know that he.
Next up to the
all right. So Splash, in the case of Splash Bandicoot, I think
Preparation, son.
yeah, preparation. He sounded good, good projection, had some dope punches, had a lot of character, a lot of charisma in the rhyme. I like the, kidnap Drake and lock his ass up in Marvin's room. He had some cool shit in there, you know what I'm saying? And then he lost it at the same point. Lost it. I like that, he brought it back. He basically he's like he lost it halfway through the rhyme because he kicked the same half a rhyme again, and that was like the end. But
he did it
yeah,
like
so
how battle rap niggas do.
That has to do with, but I would love to hear the full rhyme to be able to give that, that assessment. But I thought he was dope, man. Unfortunately, he didn't get to sign up before we maxed out. Hopefully we'll see him back soon. He ended up with a 19. But shout out to Splash Bandicoot. We'll look forward to seeing you back in the future.
Hey, Zim Digital. Make some noise for Zim Digital, y'all.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, I'm just running this certain time. Hey, yo, time it was a pencil, coincidental. Friends with a high hat and the bass kick, living in the rental. Which never clapped because it ain't a weight, kind of mental. Married to synthesizer, sleeping with a sister symbol. Anyway, pencil dreamed of writing sentimental, talking to the crew about how they all could be influential. Conveniently, we made this instrumental MP3 who had a wave based on what was mental on MPD. Now 808 would elevate the culture from the drum by mental hated track frequencies causing mind to know. But he forgot about addressing the pains and the scars. The addicts turn stars, movie fruity switching $50. That's when they call feelings, although incremental. Cynical consider paper, triple results of killing the instrumental. While 808 was talking about being famous and known, person pencil cool, written on back, you could drive like a cone. Besides, drill rappers, knowledge no based upon me. Correct like every time I drop on beat, it's a hit guaranteed. Because I put a rapper in a club, this is easy to squeeze. I put upon these, it's a flag of a devilish deed. You think I'm chasing all these tunes in the clock like a fiend, while algorithm is seen as like a growth for the status quo being. I tend to mean what I say and I say what I mean, and everything I've said has been expounded as this in the street. I see, said the pencil of 9 hit the dough. 808 said that's my buddy, they skinny and tall. He call a hi-hat, but we call a tip-tip-tap. Cause hi-hat's been getting high and was screwed by the clap. A snare didn't care for several weeks, even messing with keys. The nickname he gave the synthesizer side finger and knees. He had a fear for vocal was sticking with seeds. Nurtured to maturity until they became even see. He lived on Stew and Roof on the corner, the streets connected. Where freestyle would come from all the thoughts I recollected. All dysfunctional, the proof been together for decades. Although we have arguments over documents, essays. Look how I did it to you. The digital. Used to laugh and call them names. Who the criminal? Now it's just kicking it different. They think it's difficult. The person had a stutter. The problem was difficult. Anyone could write metaphors, but rather be lyrical. Just so some could judge it, equate it to something minuscule. Instrumental, the competition is integral to this story for your mental. The question who you're a
Yo,
Fire.
crazy. The concept, the story, the delivery, the wordplay.
Yeah. I probably should have did like Nick and gave him a 9.
Yeah, he was talking, man.
Yeah.
Zim was talking on there. 27.5. He ended up
He's amongst good company though, in that tied range with
top 5. And this is his first time, you know what I'm saying? I guess if he, a 0.5 up, if you're saying that would have tied him at number 3 with Bakari, you know what I'm saying? But not that wouldn't necessarily put him like in sudden death or anything like that. But the brother was rapping.
yeah.
Great job. And for those that don't know, he went ahead and turned that cipher verse into a record, and a video. So he's got a new song and visual out with that verse. So shout out to very talented Zim Digital.
That's fine.
Multi-talented. He's a dope producer. He'll be producing his 5-on-5 team, the Team Hazard. He'll be the producer for that 5-on-5 team coming up this next episode.
Yo. Y'all have to respect the mic, yo. This is not your expect, like, especially in this space right here, yo. You got to not have conversations while the MCs are rapping. That's not what this is. Not what we here. Respect everybody that comes on the stage. Please, if y'all with me, make some noise, all right? All right, next up to the stage. Make some noise for Passport School, y'all. Make some noise. And if you an MC, you're definitely supposed to be respecting the other MCs on the stage. Getting off the stage and starting conversations is fucking disrespectful.
I shoot again. You know what I'm saying?
Is Passport School here? No Passport School? All right. Next up to... Bring it up, brother. Next up to the stage, Chef Token. Make some noise for Chef Token, y'all. My man 150 where he rapping kid. Shout out to 150.
Yo.
Stack chasing, I look the game like it's lactating. Vaccination, my chiropractor's a lifesaver. Retroactive, I take your life over back payment. Mass games, the crime scene with me painted. Freest agent, my sin raising the big change. The mind blended, the guilty conscious for seeking greatness. Forgive the leads, I pulled up like a cat hater. And then my ass in the car, tears in the spike rating. Don't have to wait for the call before I start dating. Once I'm aware that I'm prepared and they got scared. Cause my nature like motivation is kind of weird. Dope addicts and little cats is kind of weird. Old addicts get so anxious like a lot of grips. I fucking flip like a hit bottle, nobody miss. Bottle strip with my wheels sit on the opposite side of the whip that I get and say the cattle bitch. Put the package you think and miss a battle mix. I rattle shit, stop snake niggas and gravel pits. Hashtag inside nigga. That's an asterisk. After risk, here comes success. I'm feeling blessed. Take it back on the edge of the cliff. Until I get a fucking back. You gon' set for the check. You better check. It's his mic. It's a part of the set. He getting stressed. This man's best. It's the best he can get. This ain't the last. You gotta flex. Cause my arm's too big. They call me flex. If you the best, then I'm after that. There's nothing after that. I need to withdraw the words there that I had to battle rap. Flex flow like a walk around with white gold. Really jeans stay with me. Don't let your life go. I dissect them with frogs, jump in the air, catch them. Appreciate how I deviate and expose them. I roll sevens and snake eyes, they both blessed. My discretion like people lie like a pay seven. By the time you gon' know it's me like a holy present. Holding presses, I'm cashing checks like an old investment. My flow's ugly with punches, call me significant. Put away, ain't a dinner thing, but shots be sitting fake. Cops I disintegrate, infiltrate the top of the mountain. I ain't feeling safe with wheels on the road. Now I'm feeling skate, feeling more, I'm killing them all. So you can see the face. Shot.
Solid verse from Chef Token. I think the flow was kind of redundant. You know what I'm saying? The flow is just, it's not a bad pocket that he was in. It's just, it's not one that allows the bars to really breathe or be kind of emphasized. So he's got some pen work in there, some clever shit that's going on in there. But the way that and then not breaking that up, it just doesn't, it's just not going to give you not gonna give you the reaction that you're looking for, or give you the impact that you're looking for. I thought he got a fair score. He ended up with a 23. He ended up with a 23. He also had an incredible debut in battle rap this past weekend against Real Life. Him and Real Life
Facts.
put on a crazy battle. So look out for that, because Chef Token definitely has a promising start in career in battle rap. So definitely look out for that battle, because that battle was crazy.
Facts, it was.
All right. Next up to the stage, Madam V. Make some noise for Madam V, y'all.
People love Madam V. Cara, we hear you.
I go by the name of Melody. It's the start of the battle to capture the flag. The beginning chapter of war with words and appetite like a Damascus sword. We passing forward, only pause to be focused. No things I've seen that seem unimportant. You misinformed, you think. Now what the eyes and ears don't sense the guts. Don't feel like motion, devotion, driving the business up. On the hopes and dreams shatter, put the wrong call to action. Go around, find out who really matters. It's so better intel. Think deeper. I'm the one they say don't sleep. Like a better thought, you talk to people. Believing that the day you know the most is deceiving. Deep in the bones, you know what she owns. You cannot keep it from her. She is speaking real. We the one that ain't still pines and wonder like this. 7 up and less. Black walls and I rise and I tap my eyes. When I try getting stronger. Scaring out the roads and still ain't gonna come up under. We rather destroy it. Create something in the void. I'm pulling your face. Feeling them gravitating towards me like a spike. We came with different breed within the transition. Ambition, no submission, and no conditions in every position. I'm a hit the opposition, but when it has been the block, we get the lock, you know the talk. When the taxi go out, the guy is not that front, don't let it bounce. You try to pull us out, let my your soul to the ground is out. Wish I had the front like it on my ticket. Designed to bring the mindset to my own paradigm. I'm moving silent, I like real, look it's like I got it. Yes, I'm a bigger one to make it feel like I got that hypnotic, neurotic too. That comes from no one knows, not even me. That's how channeling goes. I suppose I'm like CBS with the rest of my eyes closed. Hands in the Lord, I possess like investments so down tones. Now they ain't double taking me chicks to the pheromone. Instincts fully awake, embracing my undertone. But every chance that I'm taking, I'm breaking through all the mold. I do not fit, but I still hit it. Just the limit to this bitch. I guarantee the neighbors know my name. The hand in me, I came to do shit. Your husband's kid. I swear to God, we ain't the same. I mean, the frame back in place. Brown skin, no one showing off. Cause of course, I'm the scores. That's close the door, so long as it's border. So what you thinking is yours. Now that's the how to be on my eyes, leaving the score.
Madam V definitely had rapping. A lot of bars, a lot of things going on in there. A lot of words. Then she said this one line though. She's like gravitating towards me like a Spike Lee take. I really like that line. That was
right. That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah, that was fire.
It's
It's but you find that amidst what seems like chaos, right? There's like
it's and she could bring it all together if she just rhymed at the end of some of her bars.
Yes,
It's like it'd be moments like that I'll be waiting for her to rhyme the joint and then she just say something else.
And and I definitely
I'll be like, this is a perfect moment right here for you to rhyme with what you had just said.
And it'll make that line hit. It'll make the lines hit. And that's really what it boils down to. It's just the structure still. We still need to bring that structure in. Because the rhymes are there, like all of the like all of those are rhyming words, and then sometimes she's rhyming so fast you're not getting those words out clear, so you can't even tell that those are
Now when she does rhyme, it's more in like a like a crunch like
Yeah.
space.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
It's like within the bars, within the bar. You know
right,
what I mean?
right. 100%. Um, I think her ability to break structure, and I've told her this myself recently, you know, her ability to break structure can be what makes her unique, but it'll only work if you establish that you have a full mastery of structured rhyming. So if you utilize structure and then break it when you want to, then it'll have the desired effect. So
Yeah, she could have did exactly what she did that night, but just rhymed at the end of some of those bars, and it would have been a whole lot better. A
right,
whole lot better because she was saying some shit.
that's a fact. That's a fact. More to come from Madam V, the evolution of Madam V. Shout out to Madam V. She's a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was asking about being able to like put they rhymes out over the beats on record, and Madam V got a whole project out with all her cipher rhymes from season 4. So definitely check that out. The cipher sessions, Madam V. It's on all platforms.
Come on, man. That's bars, man.
All right. Next up to the stage, intro verse. Make some noise for intro verse, y'all.
What's up, y'all? How we feeling tonight? Hope you fucking happy now. Go at your head like wrap around. Hope you facing cases you rat him out or go back them out. I'm tearing out to perfection. You try to egg the status out. Passing that after one bar while I chill at the ass lounge. This is Sherman Tate ready to run your castle down in front of a massive crowd. Won't be a relaxed around. Straight damn wicked, I'm way too vicious. Make you safe from the tension, my blade exquisite. I can slay you with it soon as I raise your attention. Lace your division, slice over the face of your chicken. Ain't no religion, and more so every part that you tripping, every place that you living, every toilet you kissing. So if you want this to find, we'll call it harvest time. You got all the lines, I dance with the heart around. I'll be in the eulogy and read it to you when you start to die. Step into a heart and mind and look into my constant eyes. Life's a roller coaster, I'm the one who stops the ride. You can whip and cross my mind in the wheel cause you off the line. Become dead, I'm behind, keep the house and iron trench. Mouths coated in blood, know who they call it mine. Ill, I am wrong, from my highest son. Step out of liar's tongue when you never required one. She don't desire love, given suspended from attention. Didn't expect your body stressing this domestic intervention. Messing against the rest of the records that keep you guessing. You don't get the message, no matter, you're not impressive. Making fresh religions, what was you and mama mentioned? Holding you inside the death, but she captivating your essence. That is crazy how I trap you to electric dimensions. See, it's never pretentious, you're in the champion's presence. Handed this time, if I your life, I never cared to ask. The right to be a future life. No, you get the brother stash, you got it straight to laugh. Put you out and lay you flat. I mean you when I say you back. This is how I pay you back. It's your verse.
So before we get into introverts, I wanted to yes. What Madam said in her verse, she said, designed to reign, align sights to my own paradigm. I move in silence, all words with silent G. Very, very fire. Here's the thing about that. Even written on paper right there, you have to rhyme. Like you have to make it, you have to bring that rhyme full circle, and you have to culminate that silent G. You have to make that, because if you say I move in silence without saying anything about the G's, no one's gonna ever know that those rhymes, those words were the words you're talking about when you say you move in silence. So you have to figure out how you bring all of that together in rhyme. That's how the shit's going to hit.
That's like some album shit where you got to sit back and dissect the verse type shit to where you have time, like in the cipher. it's hard to catch that, especially if you're not setting it up right and rhyming to make it connect.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you gotta make that
saying?
connect. You gotta make that connect. But that is fire. You know what I'm saying? But the concept is fire. It's just you gotta make it connect because it doesn't make a difference if you don't make the shit connect. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it connect.
Like if you come off like I'm moving silence like Jesus on the rain, the line, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
then that is a lot more easier to digest right there. It's like, okay, I know what I know what I'm finna check for after she says I move in silence like G's. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm checking for now, type shit.
Right. You could even like if you don't want to like say, oh, I didn't want to lean on the same setup as Wayne with the lasagna, you might have to pull that reference. You know what I'm saying? You might have to say, you know what I mean? Like this
But
the
nah, that is a fire little scheme right there.
yeah, it's a fire scheme because rain, sights, align, paradigm are not all the same types of silent G words. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you threw sights in there, that made it crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta align the sights. You know what I'm saying? But to the point of introverse, crazy rhyme scheme, crazy structure. I like how he's bouncing a little bit more than he used to, but I don't feel like there were standout lines in the rhyme. I still feel like it kind of just, you know what I'm saying? It's just dope rhyming, but we're not getting the conviction or like the particular like one-liners or lines that are stand out in that particular verse. But I felt like the rhyming was great. And I feel like the pen work is good. It's just need a little more pizzazz in the writing. That was, you know, I felt like a little generous. I felt like y'all was a little low. So I feel like he landed where he's supposed to be at 24.5. So let's keep it rocking.
Follow me on Instagram and Bard on the team. FARDONTHEGTIDDY. Peace.
We getting in.
I am generous, and you know what? I'll take that. Sometimes I feel like I know that there will be dips on the other side, so I feel like they will counteract. But also first episode of the season is always a little shaky when it comes to everybody scoring. Where I think we're all we have to get our rhythm back and our calibration back as scorers. We've been, you know, when you off the job for 4 months and then you back in the mix of it and you just kind of like, you know, man, scoring on the spot is challenging than a motherfucker. You know, I'm just trying to tell y'all, you know, it's challenging as shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to develop a bar that the whole night is going to be based on. So like, especially like these early scores, it's like, it can be challenging, man. So shout out to the judges, man. He's is cold. Full show.
Heavy weed, no more losses. I orchestrate at a steady pace, time to set the record straight. Bottom line, motivate under pressure to operate, and I'm about to transform. So let's celebrate. Up in the score from a figure 8, season 6, rank 26, like a cyclone, shadow in the matrix, ET, phone home, bunny hot moon scene, tricks on my sleeve, but I'm a ninja turtle in this marathon. Lately I've been taking risks so I can achieve and carry on. It's now or never, beyond your level, running for rebels, war medals from the champion with a deep core message. Once that storm settles, I reform measures, 4 letters, that's that mojo. Beast mode, back in my element, I believe raps told, not sold. Real spill, self-evident, I speak facts. Wild soul, my hustle elegant, Minecraft, silver and gold. Simple, intelligent, visual contrast, my spirit glow, and design. Generally used to be poetic sign. I've been passionately producing heat, magnetic lines, intensity on a different lead. Hated to love it, hair on my head, the only thing nothing hotter than the oven. All of a sudden, rediscovery. Love you power within, don't ever misjudge me. Multiple key, I've been going in. And you'll see vision clear, competition around fair. And I ain't scared to rap this the season premiere. So I'll be back. Look where now I'm going.
All right. Bonkers. That's the best we've seen Bonkers so far. I see that there's definitely a little bit more commitment to remembering the rhyme and more confidence in delivering that rhyme. Still, we it's a lot of work there needing to be with the structure of the rhyme. Simplistic rhymes too. We need more cleverness with the pen work, but definitely a lot more structure in the rhyme pattern. Got really lazy towards the end of the verse. I thought he started out a little stronger than he ended. But yeah, it's just we just need some more complexity in these bars and also more rhyme patterns, rhyme more syllables. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
get those rhyme patterns up.
Figgity facts.
That's all I could say.
All right. Minutes up to the stage. Luxury prize. Make some noise for luxury prize, y'all.
Lux Prize.
We're not gonna go through the pain of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tough. But we know what Lux Prize could do. You know what I'm saying?
Luxury prize. We definitely
Shout out to Luxury Prize. We've always loved when Luxury Prize signs up because
super capable MC. He's usually top of the, somewhere in the top of the heap. He's won before. He's gonna be back next month. He's got, he wants to get his lick back, and he's in the 5-on-5. So expect Prize to really step up next month. So
searching for Galvin in the ash of my blood. Benedictions won't influence your addictions. What's the need to a one? Never rhyme, I see my innocence jump. Was restitution. Too many afternoons and abusing my own communion. Junkies tuning for an order the hand. Sure you was soul shatter. When it's over, I felt the strong splatter. Hoes laughter must be the symptoms of pity stricken. Balance the nutrition, the chorus as well as victims. Intuitions of the ignorant prophecies of the pessimist. Y'all said pushing P till they gave the pessimist. To make it street conviction while lacking the proper evidence. All that jazz and chasing big bands. Y'all thinking Ellington, the evidence of evil easy deep in my mind. Need a moment to exhale. I pray the red and divine. The check is sublime. I'm leading all my niggas to the have a hall. Never all my niggas makes me wonder if I have a hall. Balance on and arsony like being hall 51. Here we the situation. Chest my burn from a fifth of rum. Decision done. Only option left is my repentance. I stay still on my soul, but I expunged it off the sentence. I'm slicker than the bacon grease that's similar with the fat. Before you spit this limousine, don't cut too hard to spill my yak. Combination of the top for focus down within the match. Like a crime and how I so we knew about rascal flat. Focus that to the next fan of sounding about my stack. Living proper stack with pieces, proper sound, replace my hat. Simmer that, since that sipping low sipping, I instant back. Told her mama, run my water, this instant to bring the jack. Suffering, fucking chance, elevator for supper land. Some ass on the silhouettes of a drunken drag. Take a Snapchat with symptoms of a crack back. It's the recollection that made the nigga go backtrack. Back in the corner store, exited down my corridor. Open the coolest angles, but furthermore, my corner floor. I was the calmest, smoother than forest, more the favorite choice. Your brother just popping the nearest trailer for a million points. With the keeper sativa blowing that blood with noise. Had to be killing my face. All word that cast the boy. Has to put the mess on your wife. Transfers my interest, boy. You can check the pennies. This 32 got a magic noise. Hey.
God damn. Bakari is a rhyming motherfucker. Like when I say like line for line, full line rhyme schemes, internals, externals, we talk about rhyme patterns. So we just got done saying, yo, get your rhyme patterns up, get your syllables up. Well, if you want a master class in syllabic rhyming,
right,
and flow patterns and all of that, then Bakari Kennedy is he's the bar. He's the bar for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the flow is intrinsic with the rhyme schemes, and he carries that throughout an entire 2-minute verse. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. With packed with a lot of substance. So he's punching in there, and he's doing a lot of metaphors in there, but that would be my only pullback, is that the rhyme schemes and patterns and flow pattern take so much precedence for Bakari that the content gets drowned. So you don't get to catch those one-liners or allow those punches to have the impact that they would have. Doesn't allow the crowd to get into it because we're so mesmerized by the structure and the flow that you're delivering. If he could break that up to allow for moments, you know what I'm saying? Pull out of them schemes for a minute, switch to something that's more digestible, and maybe even hop back in because he's capable. Those would be the time. That would be the difference between that number 3 spot and the number 1 spot for Bakari. So I would say give some room for moments. I think you're so technically sound to a fault that keeps you above the heap, but right below the fray. That's my only takeaway.
He's definitely on the cusp of, you know what I'm saying, that sudden death.
Yeah, because you rapping so good, it's hard. It's like, damn, it's crazy how he ain't make it, but it's the moments that's missing. It's the ability to quote that shit, the ability to say that one line made me go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. But he can write them. He's just not given enough room for them to be heard. That's it.
Let's go, Will. Yeah. Next up to the stage, Will Young. Make some noise for Will Young, y'all. 757. You heard? Yo. Shit, look. This is not a subtle reminder, bitch, it's the loudest. My only intention is climb the mountain. Heard you rap, I got drowsy. Any bit of flame you thought you had, I'm here to douse it. Me and the cipher could unite the master Steve South did. If you hit it, I'll drag on my rap like the tiger crouching. I'm here to black, it's a different hue. Anthony Howard, back in the circuit to show you I got the power. Why would they pair us? I'm an eyeful and a tower of the little niggas. Too many Twitter fingers. Now that them trigger figures, I've seen bigger threats from R&B singers who shoot. Haven't seen 112 yet. Where the party at? I snuck in with a jagged edge. You can get 30 to run for 30 today. Either way, this total you can't escape. I'm going 8, fading in the fruits of my labor. Made a smoothie, it was begging and a juice for hydration. Niggas losing, this is crazy how you move the vibrations. I've been hating too, I changed the mood in season 2. Ain't it funny? I'm a stand-up comedian and chicken. What's the meaning? The jokes are right in front of me this evening. I am sick and tired. Narcoleptic and anemic, I am overwide. I have an epileptic seizure. How am I the liar? When I see you lying and bleeding, I'm the new supplier. All the dope is wrapped to leave this season. Niggas salty, I'm leaving the color paprika. Cold world. You probably should have cheated. future. And have somebody write your shit. I'm convinced that you need it. Your one wish to see the top dog. Ray J or reason. Second niggas in these spots, dog. I rage for a reason. Believe it. Y'all better pay me some damn homage. They all laugh, but ain't shit funny. I'm Cam Thomas. The man's on is MVP. A damn promise, I take my time. Or it isn't late, I shine. My son seeing me lose never escapes my mind. The ways are blind. Gotta go and take what's mine. I need hoodies and a belt like I'm creating a line. The game less time. 100 so-called animals. I made that cry. 20 plus victims for real. I can make headlines. I move anybody to win. It's a track deadline. I'm gone.
What else is there to say? You know, it's like
Come on, son.
bar after bar after bar, poise. The patterns are there.
Son. Back like he never left type shit.
Man, it's you know, he got a 10 from me. He got a 9.5 from both of Ease and Nick. Gave him tied for the top score of 29.
Crazy.
That's what I'm talking about.
That boy talented.
Next up to the stage, make some noise from Shalice and Sanders. Are we good? Okay. One second.
We got key speech. Very authentic.
If they left early, you know what it is. Shalice and Sanders, make some noise.
What up, y'all?
Oh, she was.
With the circumstantial in the system, we make a struggle. First generation breaking chains, I'm sorting out the bubble. I don't want no problems, but with trust, I still could bring some trouble. Speaking with you in your eyes, to let you know I never trust you. I got so used to the oppression. I be sitting in my room just a victim of reflection. So I get that hope I need in a 60-minute session. I turn my pain into a woman. Doing flowers from my stressing. Running my head is guessing. My home is private. No, I don't let no guess in. My money getting scared. Something you know, but I invest in. I can trust myself. Some people is a friend. Not every first one's going out when you can't even put your best in. Riding still 10 toes now. I swear I learned my lesson. Now I'm taking hoes to school. I never met a bitch I'm less than. Either I ain't old, or I need a nigga please I'm present. I don't never trust the past. It's really nothing like the present. Speaking of the present, I be giving niggas lately. You keep me in the lineup because I keep it clean. I'm failing. I don't like violence. Shit that simply make no sense. My time is money and my peace is fucking with my sense. I was born in May. I don't really fuck with who you see. I stay running to the fire, but I'm just now when it starts freezing. I'm not headed. I'm just trying to keep about the precinct so I isolate. Cause I don't have to reach and skin no I remember days, ride with my nigga in the lane. Blowing trees, talking about the shit that we be thinking. I don't compete with nothing but myself. That's just the way I am. I'm really about that bullshit. I be sitting up on Instagram. Some of y'all ain't feeling that like you don't understand me. I'm getting low on the stage, but I ain't looking for no friends. Now I don't do no fucking on no strangers, please. I can't. Before your birthday come out here, I did that shit like playing people. I've been imagining the lady. That's how even when I'm chilling, all the other chicks start shaking. When I pop out fucking vibes, but I had them tennis bacon. You have to understand what's mine. You cannot be no taking issues. You ain't got the low on this junkie, and I ain't tapping out. When they start dropping my name, now what was that about? You don't want no problems at that yellow baby watching up. I do this for my skin, but y'all don't make me take the clout.
Yo, Mel, man, Shalicia Sanders, we call her Mel. Yo, she just be up there kicking it like Mike said. She really be kicking that real shit. Like she just like, yo, this what's on my mind. This what I'm going through. This, you know, this is my viewpoint on y'all niggas, on y'all chicks, and you know what I'm saying. Like this is just where I'm at with it right now. You know what I mean? And she does that so well. It's like literally just her story, her personality. She ain't trying to do nothing crazy with with the metaphors or anything like that, but she'd give you some slick lines in there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we've gotten some slicker lines from her. We've gotten some more potency and, you know what I'm saying, in the past, but I feel like this was a good male showing. And, you know, it definitely effortless, right? She got a 25. So I'm Gucci with it. Bull City.
Yes, sir. Next up to the stage, Real Life. Make some noise for Real Life, y'all.
Nigga real.
Real life. Gotta lay off the streets.
Real Life.
Mic check. Y'all remember me? I need everybody listening closer. Y'all ever seen a safe unlocked with just $1,000 in it? No? It's the grand opening. The chick's spoken shit. Tell a camera man he can focus it. We talking man to man. I need to get in the zone for this. There's stuff to say the plan. Tell a fan and you can go with it. Get you mug shot if you don't watch that. You can roll this shit. I love you. Look there. I try to handle a rap shit. Every rap spit. Right here up on the stage is a classic. Rapper, we please, you see. You go and check on my last clips. My footage age better than the edge of the basket, motherfucker. Shit perfect like the man of the basket. Clear from the past to such a nose and fear disaster. The tears of the trap, the hands of the actions. Let's dumb my shit down. So I get the understanding of masses. That's me. I got the hands can keep the coolest be strapping. Gratitude is for crack. Probably soon be detached. And you see all the cameras flashing the way we left Aaron. You think he was a fan of the past of cannibal actors. All my dinners turn to fruitcakes. Niggas think you show no love and you be showing hate. What's in a niggas fuck with King and then they mamas got no sympathy. But we are rather fuck with King and mama like I'm symphony. That's rock nigga. I'm top nigga. You ain't gotta kick down the doors when you a lock picker. Just stop with the shaking and fronting and all your rounds. But it's obvious that you be just bluffing all of the time in a squad with us. You mobbing us. You got beef, don't stop with us. Surround the house at 5 p.m. Shit. It's looking like a swastika. The Nazi us. And I'm lost in my mind sometimes. You wanna talk and I'm the one you gotta find most times. There's no lie, don't lie. I know niggas that make a movie, but do it both times. And we didn't make a movie in the both times. Just don't lie. Oh my. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm done. I wanna know.
All right. So Rel had some slick ass lines in there, but you know what? Biggest takeaway of that verse is he cuffed the mic. He was cuffing the mic crazy. We ain't seen that in quite a few people. You know what I'm saying? Since the earlier folks, but he was cuffing the mic crazy. That's not even a trait of Rel Life. So I blame it on the shots. No, y'all gotta stop taking them shots before y'all come up to rap, man. It's messing. It plays a part in your plays a part in your performance, man. You gotta be professional. Yeah. Save the drinks for after you're rapping.
He was celebrating his win.
Yeah, he was celebrating. Yeah, he was celebrating his Sound Clash win, and you know, no drinking on the job. Never that. You know what I'm saying? But he had some bars in there. He definitely did. He always does.
Yeah,
but it was just
Real Life does.
Sloppy performance. All right.
Fire battle this past weekend.
Oh my gosh. Hell of a battle.
All right.
Hell of a performance.
Next up to the stage.
Oh my gosh.
Wansky, y'all. Make some noise for Wansky.
Yeah, wait till y'all see Real Life next battle, bro. When that drops. Oh my gosh. Wow. Some of the best rapping I've ever seen. Probably the best rapping I've ever seen from Real. Very possible. Like crazy.
I'm ready for it. I'm coming up here. I'm finna rap. Period. Talk your shit.
All right, Simone.
Rap.
Y'all can follow me at DRJUAN.
Wansky with that Mama Joe's collection. Shout out.
Dr. Wansky. Everybody always asks, are you really a doctor? Yes, I got my doctorate of pharmacy from Hampton University. So stop asking me that because I get tired of answering that. You feel me? Let's go. Yo. Let's go. Yo. Look. Niggas be surprised I be rapping for real. Bitch, I keep my pen moving like I'm transferring jails. You know I'm dope. My doctorate's to handle the pills. Better watch how you address me like you handle the mail. Look, my daily wardrobe, I'm putting on scrubs. Y'all be promoting poor flows, y'all putting on scrubs. I can offer some help to get you better with raps, but it should be awkward like guessing the chick is pregnant or fat. Look, when I say I'm stepping abroad, I travel different. You say you stepping on broad, your ass in Richmond. Your brother and I sit off in the car that's fast and driven while her mom made me say, oh my God, she's sacrilegious. My rap is out the car and no lead with no rapping gimmicks. The weed hurt, I leave hurt from the chemists that practice physics. The currency is something I currently practice giving. No skrilla like Glorilla, the ratchet fix. You thinking you a dog? You is not a threat. You getting killed by this doctor as a rookie? I'm a vet. My niggas might be smart, but they go dumb about respect. Crazy code fellatio. That means they coming at your neck. Pause. My niggas ain't sorry. See, if niggas can't find you, they use shit against your mama like they finna hit Osama. They really with the drama and will visit this problem. It's not right. You only see the doctor when it's violent. And now I'm giving orders to leave y'all rigor mortis. My niggas hurricane at you like Clinton Portis. Shit gon' boom if they grab a handle like a car bomb. Arms get extended like they're trying to cut alarms off. Y'all niggas funny. Y'all belong in some rom-coms. Fucking with me and niggas career like a bronze mom. And one song while he working his himself. Shit in healthcare working can barely work on his own health. I'm watching niggas. Gotta order me detergent. I don't understand you like boys speaking German. Y'all confusing me when y'all be rhyming now. Like when I rhyme around in Chinatown, they had the Puerto Rican street. The songs you been working on, they need me, bro. I heard you. You fucking up the joints. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. And nah, I don't do house calls for sure. My resolution is 4K water streaming service.
Yo, I mean, the performance was hindered by the arm, even though he was still using the arm. Still using the arm, but the performance is hindered by the arm. You can tell he's uncomfortable, but the bars are like he had a lot of lines there. Clinton Portis joined, the Glorilla joined, the orthopedic joint, you know, he had a lot of bars, bro. Very dense verse. That's a very dense fucking verse.
What is this? Is this one of the only times this episode we gave the same scores?
Yeah, it might be the only time we all gave the same score. We all gave Wansky a 9. I have nothing to really criticize. Maybe could have stuck the landing a little tougher, but you know, I feel like if he could have been in full health, that verse would have been delivered with a lot more oomph, and that oomph would have took the score a bit above the 9. That's just my opinion. I feel he could have made that a 10 verse.
Right.
Rapping at full comfort. You know what I'm saying? He could have turned that into a 10 verse. So
yeah.
Shout out to Wansky. Y'all be careful with the signs, man. Please be careful with the signs.
All right. We are down to the last 3. Next up to the stage, Key Speech. Make some noise with Key Speech, y'all.
Come on, come on.
Check, check, check. All right. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Yo, y'all know my penmanship is unmatched. Swipe left, so right left and hating. She wrote this super black. Let the 5-star rating. It's always a race thing. Jesse Young is daily routine. Fryer mic, smooth, breaking out on something routine. Addiction guaranteed, like rewinding, Holly Berry routines. Your soy is topping like Mexicans recruiting. The blood on the page from the ballpoint. Mean the boys and Cheryl Sue whooping. Love natural cities, teardrops. Slave trooping, yeah, like big over right ass. With the toddlers, no whooping. Who is realer? None. As I spot a couple points to a couple students with some honey buns. Get your money run. Where I'm from, they never wear the verb because black suits hollow. And then cuss you like they tailor first. Check the paperwork. Reputations on the counter line. Odds are about to find, or every day could be a Columbine. Time after time, like the SB 1200. 1,000 miles of running, cold name, Harriet Tubman. So I'm underground, got a basement below the dungeon. I'm breaking some new ground on another for the winter public. And gotta love it. Don't lie about the time while my salary is public. Google it and show it. Jet pops in the golden nugget classic like this house of carry on and carry on. Check this. 2 fly first class. Not for nothing. I'm chaperoning field trips after a night at clubbing. My head's still thumping. I'm jumping weapons, tub thumping. Hey, this 15 for a dozen, son. I'm leaving here with something. Mikey command your bedroom and nails shall not something. Close couches on the OnlyFans, so foreign fans can help it. BT Wild Riches, diversify your minds. I'm a beast on these beats. You better weigh each broken kind. A bishop to a pine. Take this album, stand your square, measure width, touch width, tight. Then pair share like area extends past the bridge like a third verse. Nerd word, your brain is catching up to what you heard first. Chirp, your words and work the value of an Excel. Guess I'm a translator, then you all like what you actions. That's over easy, Georgia Weezy, be my compass roll. Stand up, guy, posture change from shakes to D of domino. I don't know, better go to help from your Obama phone. The best of raps is whom common off the Thomas post.
Speech.
Fire as usual. You know what I mean?
Speech. Going crazy. I really like the rhyme pattern. I mean, that speech is rhyme pattern, right? But I always say, you know, if we could get the emphasis on some of these lines delivered a little bit differently, they may have more impact. But it's so tough to criticize his rhymes because they're really great rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're really great rhymes, and his style is so unique. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes the way that he rhymes it just doesn't allow. It's kind of like the same situation with Bakari to some extent. You know what I'm saying? It's like the structure and the pattern drowns the content a bit. So it's kind of like you gotta break those structures in order for people to be able to catch the shit that you're doing with your pen. And that's the only hold up between what gets him he got 9.5 from me and a 9 from each of you from a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it though. You know, it's not a whole lot of margin that he needs to close. So it's not a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just with what I can say for people that are on those cusps like that, it's a little bit of risk taking. Just a little bit, and they maybe not risk taking, maybe dramatic. I mean, it may just be a little bit of an adjustment, right or left. You know, but can't tell you what those moments, how you make those moments happen. You just got to make them happen.
All right, next up to the stage, Kilroy G, make some noise for Kilroy G, y'all. Okay. Y'all hear me? Look, the season's back, you can't neglect. This is my re-emergence. Boy, I came to check you on your purchase. You can't reimburse it. I'm not a Christian, I'm just rapping like the preacher's sermon. Cause I've been reading sacred texts to find a deeper purpose. Before the flames engulf the world and leave the steeples burning, I tear a hole in the Bible to find some peace. I'm searching. Who is your friend? Who is your foe? You never be too certain. The sharpest knives are in the pockets of the cleanest person. So you can talk about the bodies that you claim to drop, how your neighbors ringing bells in places where you know it's not. But you just a bitch, you got a OnlyFans. You lying on your page and getting paid to make that pussy pop. And you can brag about the chopper or the Nina or the reason why you reeling because you beat that misdemeanor. But you just moving messy like the man from Argentina while I'm prepping for the health inspector. Well, you know my bars are cleaner. The barbarian, talked about in barbershops. I'm like a farmer made a living off of barter crops, and all my bars tender like I'm pouring scotch on top of rocks. I grew up buying all my clothes from different bargain shops. So please don't let my goodwill fool you. I'm barbecuing house. So fuck you in that bulletproof vest you in. I'm too impatient to explain my every reference, but I'm John Tapper. These bars need some rescue in. I just align the words on paper in a combination that'll make you count your lucky stars like it's a constellation. I'm high as hell up on a lion spell. The big dipper through a Pisces on my Libra scale for clientele. Intergalactic, Bruce going that shit. Watch my money double like the chin on a fat chick. If I ever stumble, I just land in the back. You pussies ain't smoking out and pass around catnip. I spent a week on a mountain just eating mescaline, reflecting on depression and the godforsaken mess we're in. Invest in combination so I can connect again. I love snowboarding on shrooms, it's just perfection, man. I live for long embraces, for familiar faces. It's Kiro G, you know the G is ghost. We on a first name basis. And when I'm running home, I'm sure to touch on all the bases, staring at the pictures as I see the bitch on their faces.
That verse was crazy. So he did so many things. Like he gave us like the perspective of like what, you know, my view, his viewpoint of the world. Like this is my viewpoint of the world. Personal introspection. You get the punchlines, you get the shit talk, you get the rhyme schemes. The projection is crystal clear. I thought the flow was intact. I mean, the flow was damn near perfect. I gave it a 9.5. Well, okay, so you gave it an 8.5. Nick gave it a 9.5. What would you say is what separates, you know, him from, you know, your nines or so forth?
It won't on the level of like a you know, Trey Authentic and Will Young to me. Like Nick gave him the same score as, you know, Trey and Will Young, and I don't think it was on the same level as both of those dudes. Um, it was a fire verse. It was just there wasn't as many moments for me in there. Um, if anything, I probably could have gave it a 9, but um,
But
it
you
was
had it in there. I mean, that's a right. The same thing you scored like a Zim Digital. And I
right.
mean, in comparison,
And
I
I
think
think I think I probably could have. And Zim Digital was joints was fire too. So yeah, it was both. They was both like in the same. Him and Zim Digital was both in the same like like
maybe they
range.
got a bump up, or maybe a 9, or maybe not.
But
Would
then
you say
you got
it's better than
but then you got like Bakari's verse, and then
right?
you got
Key Sweet.
Trey and Will Young
Mm-hmm.
who made it to sudden death. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, understandable, understandable. We're all not very far away from each other, so it's not a huge gripe one way or the other. I think Kilroy, shout out to Kilroy's in the chat, and you know, very, 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 very fire.
Yeah, it was definitely a fire. It was up there with the top verses of the night, tied with you know, the top
Yeah, it was tied.
for tied for
Yeah, it was a 4-way tie
yeah.
for 4th. So he tied with Trey St. Fauntleroy, Zim Digital, Key Speech. Great company and great company.
Yeah.
And last but not least, our season 5 MVP, Trey Authentic. Make some noise for Trey Authentic, y'all. Yo.
Yeah. Okay. Love. Hey, this my rap elite concern. So y'all can be concerned. If I catch a blind in the pole barrier, like, what else do I need to earn? Had to rock the beat as a knocker, so I'ma need a chopper. Turn around and right in the glue. That's why they need a doctor. Had to murder family true. That's why they need a roster. Got the family versus the family like it's keep the focus. I know the competition's out of me winning. Got 5 hoodies in the cut. Okay, I'm probably finished. It's soon I gotta do some time for a minute. Ironically, I'm facing bars, but I'm a legend by the time that I'm finished. I'm like some rich though. I make them watch like the Risco. I drew heel, drop the main hit like a Cisco. I spent the volume like the 3-6. The Lions won't beat this. I went to hell, came back, seen squares and deep dish. Who on the tab? I signed up after, like fuck the draft. Niggas say my verses ain't memorable. You made me fucking laugh. How I feel, bitch, when I'm killing you. Use a couple calves. Get the running, then the ducking. These motherfucking crabs trying to pull me back in the barrel. But I ain't got some spiritual. They got me thinking that I'm actually Pharaoh. Look at the ball heads, flapping the flap in the middle. And they can shot until I give a shot. I don't pretend or say this shit in vain. Cause I don't ever try to bridge. They gotta feel my pain. Last season was for revenge, but I'm not the same. So I'm about to fold them again. Like Ricky, they rush hours, I'ma owe them a 10. Get burned, they gotta learn. It's time to fall some friends. Big word, I got a bunch of killers rolling in bands there. Looking like Rob Van Dam. Kick when you spitting fans grab. I play glam and be spinners in Richmond. I sent the beach home. Hello, Wonski, let the beach go. And when they got the bullet, I'm sending all 3 home. It's on the chin, they be standing there cool, first home. And it's sad because I got it from you. But all that for this shit get deeper. And they don't want to listen until I'm focused on kills. We got that television. I put the beam on the top like I bought a ticket. I want to do your crack. I bought a chicken. Listen, just line them up and I'ma kill those geeks from the beat. Right at the top of shit like Widow's Peaks. But I'm a G, probably clipping. I'm gonna get more peace. Bitch, say, always ahead. It's time to get more grease.
I think it's said from the
Yeah, you already know.
come on, it's a lot of things.
Another fire verse.
And a lot of things was said that closed out our cipher first round. That commenced to recap this. So for those that don't know, Trey scored a 29, identical score to Will Young. They went on to sudden death. Will Young won in sudden death. Very close margin. Actually 0.5 margin difference in sudden death. Well deserved on both ends. This was a great cipher. Fun time, fun recap. I appreciate like everybody for tuning in. I appreciate Ease and I appreciate Nick. I appreciate the whole gang for hanging out in the chat. Kara, Spielberg, Mike.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the whole time, you know what I mean? Kept us company. The shout out to Ease for our new streaming platform. StreamYard is definitely the way to go. So much more functional, smooth. So yes. The good things, great things to come. Next episode, March 19th. Tang and Biscuit, you know the building. The cipher's already maxed out. Cipher maxed out in less than 2 days. We back. The energy's back. The web show is coming back, so you're gonna see the web show before the next episode comes up. We're doing a takeover of our Charged Up store on March 18th, the day before the episode. We're taking over Charged Up store, so make sure y'all come rock with us at Charged Up store. Do some cool shit there. We got a lot of things coming up, man. It's going to be a great, great season. This was a great way to start the season off. If you was in the building, you know the energy was crazy. If you wasn't in the building, you know to be in the building March 19th, because we are not a movement. This is now a cultural revolution. So the revolution will be on the internet, but you really got to see it in live in person. So come be in the building March 19th, 6 p.m. Tang and Biscuit. Appreciate everybody, all Rap Elite staff, all Rap Elite MCs. Shout out to Richmond, Rise of Richmond Rap. We're out of here. Richmond Brave album, definitely fire. Go play that on all platforms. Peace, 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 peace to everybody.
Peace.